Welcome to ConciergeQ Conversations with Chantal Westerman.
Hello, I'm Chantal Westerman, and welcome to ConciergeQ, the online travel magazine where you'll find the best travel information and all you want to know about wherever you're going. And one of the ways we do that is right here with ConciergeQ Conversation. Today, it's double your fun, double your money, because we have Ben Acker and Ben Blacker, co-creators of a very, very funny show in Los Angeles called, in fact, Ben Acker and Ben Blacker's Thrilling Adventure Hour. It's being hailed as one of the best shows to see in Los Angeles, and coming from Los Angeles, I know that is not exactly chopped liver. I'd like to remind you that you can follow along at ConciergeQ.com, and if you want more information on the guys and their fabulous work, please go to thrillingadventurehour.com. And with that, I say hello, Ben and Ben.
Hello.
How are you?
Great.
So I'm just going to address you as a collective Ben, rather than try to figure out which is Ben A and Ben B. How about that? First of all, you must be just delighted with the fact that you're getting rave reviews everywhere. I know people in Paris and people in London who have seen your shows.
I'm delighted. It's amazing.
That's incredibly flattering. And if they ever want us to bring the show to them, let's do it.
Now, your show is done like an old-time radio show, and I think people who love that are people who have never in their life really listened to an old-time radio show. What do you think it is that connects people to this kind of performance? Let's start with Ben Blacker.
We're not terribly beholden to old-time radio. Mm-hmm. Ben and I knew very little about it. Getting into it, we've since done our research. I think people respond to the same thing we respond to, which is this is our idea of what old-time radio was. Mm-hmm. It's a much more fun thing in our minds than it is in reality.
How did it start? Did it start in a living room?
It did. It started in Ben Blacker's living room as a reading of a screenplay we'd written about our space western cowboy, Sparks Nevada Marshal on Mars. And we had just a talented group of people come and read this thing, and their reading was better than the material, which was really good, really, really good. And we thought, how do we do this? We make this a thing, a regular thing, and we came upon the radio conceit as it wouldn't be a gigantic ask for the group of actors. Mm-hmm. A lot of the ones in the show are the ones from that read, and it was like, if you can hold a script in your hand, then you don't have to memorize anything and come up and do it. And it got a bunch of great people early on in the run of the show. Oh,
it sure did. You know, I am an avid, compulsive, obsessive watcher of Criminal Minds. So when I see people like Paget Brewster doing your work, it's just so entertaining, so brilliant.
Well, I'm sweet on you.
I bet you don't have any trouble getting guest stars.
We don't have a lot of trouble anymore. We had Paget from the very first episode.
Congratulations, by the way. This is your 6th anniversary, I was going to say.
No, thank you so much. We had 6 years, 5 at a small venue with 100 seats, and we moved to Largo at the Coronet last year. More than doubled our audience. Just
your mentioning that reminds me that on the Q that you filled out, the ConciergeQ, we'll remind people that that's on our website, and it's a way to find out about your city and where you are and what you like about it. The guys answered this. Some of the most bizarre answers I've ever seen, but I love when you were asked what is the most creative, spiritual, or emotional place in your town, you said the Largo at the Coronet. Tell me why and what you feel about that.
Ben and I have been fans of Largo for, almost 15 years. We started going to their old place, and they moved to the Coronet Theater a few years ago. And it's always been a place where comics and musicians and actors and whatever can go and kind of be themselves. They can try out new material and really take chances, and it's a very warm and welcoming environment.
So you write and produce one a month, right?
Correct.
How many times does that one run?
We do one show a month.
But we podcast weekly. And you can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or via our website at thrillingadventurehour.com.
You know, I just discovered that you are on iTunes last night, and I love it. It's just so great. So I want to give a shout out to iTunes for doing that and remind people who are listening to this that if they've missed any of the shows in the past, they can go straight to iTunes, and it's just so great to watch you there.
Okay.
Since you're in Los Angeles, let's talk about things you like there. Let's go to the question on the queue where you're asked, what is your favorite smell or taste in your town or city? It's such a great food city.
It really is. It really is. I feel like there's something for everyone here, no matter what your taste, from In-N-Out Burger to Kraft or something like that.
But there've got to be restaurants that you love that we can send people to.
We love Street, which is Susan Feniger's restaurant. We go there as often as we can. Mm-hmm. And that whole corner has popped up since Moza opened.
Yeah, that used to be kind of a quiet area, didn't it?
Yeah.
And other Ben, where do you like to eat?
I'm a fan of the sushi scene here in LA. I like to go, I like to explore. I like to go to a place I've never been. You know, I like to hit Japantown and try that. I like to go to Cafe Sushi's around the corner from Largo at the Coronet, and they're open late. So a lot of times after the show, we'll go get a bite of fish there. Mm-hmm. Blacker and I are a sucker for the West Side Tavern, a non-sushi place. I like the old school downtown. I like Philippe's, kind of Langer's, the old sandwich subculture. Mm-hmm. I like that everything's kind of 20 minutes away.
Yeah, it is. It sure is. For people listening to this and who've never been to Los Angeles, and you'd be surprised how many people go to cities that we talk about on the air like this that have never been there just based on a conversation like this with you two. But if you could describe for someone who's never been to Los Angeles what the farmers market is like, how would you do that?
The farmers market at 3rd and Fairfax is... God, how old is that? It's like a 75-year-old market, and it's dozens of restaurants as well as produce and grocery. And then they attached a few years ago the Grove to it, which is a giant outdoor mall, and everyone was horrified, but it's actually pretty nice.
But it is the opposite of the farmers market. It is as shiny and new as the farmers market is old and true, and the spot where they meet is some of the best people watching in Los Angeles.
Oh, true. That's so true. Now, if I was a tourist and I'd never been to Los Angeles, where would you send me if you were a tour guide? Where would you say, you've got to see this? Are you thinking?
Yes, that is a tough one because it's like that's one where it's, I guess, a TV taping or something, and the La Brea Tar Pits Museum is a touristy place.
And how about your show? How do you...
We would unplay because we're modest.
In that case, people should plan their trips around our show, which is the first Saturday of every month.
Now, see, there's something I didn't know, so go on.
It's the first Saturday of every month. It's at Largo at the Coronet. You can get tickets through them. We have a terrific ensemble cast of about 12 to 15 people with a tiny orchestra and a live sound effects, a live Foley artist. And we always get, 3 or 4 amazing guest stars every month who you know from television and comedy and the movies and things.
How funny is Ed Helms?
He's like a 9.
He's all the way funny.
Any chance they're playing possum like those outlaws that spliced their DNA with the possum DNA?
He is all the way funny, isn't he? When I saw the episode that he was in, I was absolutely on the floor laughing. He's got to be brilliant in person.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a banjo player.
He's a banjo player?
Yes.
Oh, really?
No, it is true. He is. I think we saw him in playing the banjo before we saw him performing live at Largo as an actor.
Huh. Do actors approach you all the time, or do you approach the actors?
We approach some, and then actors tend to bring their friends to see them in the show, and then their friends approach us afterwards, and we'll approach the friends, and it's
in recent memory, and I'll out him. In recent memory, Jason Ritter was absolutely hilarious and adorable about wanting to do the show. He had come as a friend of someone involved, and came up to us afterwards and was effusive and unabashed about saying, listen, I would love to do this. Please just put me in. And he's such a nice guy and such a great actor that we did the next month.
Oh, that's so cool. That's a great story. And I love that you outed him that way. On our questionnaire, when you were asked the question, what word best reflects the people of your town or city, which in this case is Los Angeles, do you remember what you wrote?
No.
You wrote flesh eating.
About right.
Is it really? Is Los Angeles as bad as people say? I mean, I moved from Los Angeles to Idaho. Is it a shallow town?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that is an hilarious exaggeration, and that in our experience, Los Angeles is way more a throw a sheet on the barn and put on a show kind of town.
It is.
It's all you have to do is have, some sort of brilliant show, and everybody wants to be a part of it.
I wonder, success does change people from time to time.
Can't wait.
And I can't wait. I have a feeling that you guys didn't even realize how successful this would be. And no kidding aside, you really are a hit. This is really a big hit in Los Angeles and all over the place. Do you think either one of you has changed? Mr. Blacker, you can go first on this one.
Yeah, Ben Acker has changed.
Totally changed.
Is he arrogant now?
No, he's less arrogant.
Yeah.
He was unbearable before, but now he's a prince.
Yeah.
Do you think success does change people, really?
I think it depends on the person. Deep down, if you're ready to be a jerk, success is not going to make or break that. Mm-hmm. You're going to be a jerk no matter what. Mm-hmm. Luckily, I think neither of us are jerks, and we're only just finding out that our show is successful. So.
Yeah, I hear that in your voices. I think you genuinely are just finding out what a success it is. But it is, and it's quite wonderful. I love the success, and I congratulate you both on it.
Thank you. We're just putting on the show that we want to see.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
You mean in the past, you look at it and you say, this could get better, we could tune this up, we could tighten this up, and now you're saying, this is what we want. I've done it. I've nailed it.
Oh, no, both. We are constantly improving, but it's also it is that show that the pieces of it, the way it moves, the way that that everybody executes it, it is the show we want to see, and also it could be better.
So gratifying. Where do you go next? What could be your next step? Where would you want to be? Would you ever want to be on television doing this?
I suppose that sounds good. You could take any of the pieces and turn them into television shows or movies, I guess. Now that you say it.
Ben, what do you think? You who are so hysterical there in the background.
Well, Ben's being coy. Part of the reason we created the show was to get ourselves working as writers, and both, because we are television writers and we've developed television programs for various networks, but also as, every piece of the show can be spun off into its own TV program, and that was part of the reason for doing it.
You've done television shows. Do you want to throw some out?
You haven't seen any of them.
We've done development work on television shows.
Yeah, we've developed a pilot pretty much every year for the past 6 years.
And pilot season came and went, and you weren't chosen? How heartbreaking.
It's part of the business.
Yeah, it's not so heartbreaking if you get out of it what you want to get out of it, which is, paid creative.
Well, I'll tell you that's going to change right now. Someone who knows Hollywood well, and I do, that's going to change.
Well, thank you for saying so.
Yeah, I think you should get ready for a much, much bigger success.
Oh, it's all going to go to my head.
All going to go to your head. So if there's something that people just absolutely, since we are a travel show, if there's something that people should really and truly not miss in Los Angeles, aside from your show, what do you think it is? I mean, it could be Runyon Canyon. It could be something. What do you think they shouldn't miss?
I think it's okay to miss Runyon Canyon.
You think it's okay to miss?
I was there yesterday. It's nice, but, it's not a must-see. Honestly, there are so many tremendously talented people doing so many amazing and fun things here. I think that's the thing not to miss. There are great venues here that put on shows, from Largo to UCB to a lot of smaller places, which are just supper clubs or that kind of thing, where you can see comics and you can see musicians doing what they do best.
Check out the schedules for the Steve Allen Theater, the UCB Theater, and Largo at the Coronet, and see the hell out of some shows.
What kind of music do you guys like? Where do you go to find fabulous music?
My musical taste was really influenced by Largo 15 years ago. So it's a lot of these indie singer-songwriters, which started with Elliott Smith and Amy Mann and Michael Penn, and now it's Sarah and Sean Watkins, formerly of Nickel Creek, which Ben and I helped them out with their monthly show also, and Grant Lee Phillips and guys like that.
Ben, what about you? Where does your taste in music take you?
Well, what do you like?
Well, I like blues a lot. I like kind of torchy, nightclubby songs. I like ballads.
Yeah, I would send you to Blacker. He's good at that kind of thing. I don't know. I tend to go see friends of ours play more than strangers anymore. Mm-hmm. So it's going and checking out Dan Byrne, Common Rotation, and those Watkinses wherever they're playing around town.
So you follow the talent to the different clubs then?
Mm-hmm. Honey is doing a residency right now at where are they? The Bootleg?
Bootleg, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. There's all kinds of great bands on their way up, I think.
You'd be surprised how many people listening to this will actually go to those places and look for those people. What's coming up?
What is coming up? We are very excited about 2 months from now's show every month. It's the show we're putting together. So every coming up show of ours is going to be good. We've got some interesting casting things that we will tease you with, but not reveal.
We have some guest stars who have been doing the show in the past year who are coming back for extended stretches, which should be a lot of fun.
And can I have hints?
Yeah, they're on television.
That's a good hint.
Any one of them would fill that place.
Yeah, that's a good hint.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a very, very good hint. So when is your next performance? Just so I have it, just so people listening have this, since you only do it once a month. I wish you did it 3 or 4 times a month, but when's your next show?
We wish we could, too. The next show is April 2nd, but that is sold out. The show after that is May the 7th, I believe, which is not sold out. And we have guests Patton Oswalt and...
Such a funny guy.
Someone else, right? Oh, Nathan Fillion is back for that show. Castle's Nathan Fillion. And after that, it's the first Saturday of every month.
Hold on one second. I'm getting a note.
Fillion's out. Patton said no. How are you getting these notes?
Patton said no. I'm sorry. He's right here in Idaho. He said, no, I'm not going to do it. Don't let them tell you that. So just to take us out, the 10th question on the queue is always, to me, the best one because it reads, if heaven were your town or your city, what would God say to a visitor when they arrive at the pearly gates? And you guys said, who's your agent?
That was a joke. That was a joke rescued from the Dick Van Dyke Show.
We're real heroes.
That's how old that joke is.
That's okay. That's what makes it funny.
It's tried and true.
So, guys, if you could wave a magic wand and get whatever you wanted in your career, in your professional career, in your show right now, what would it be?
I think it would be to do this on the grand scale, whatever that is.
Yes, I do.
Just creative outlet that the people are enjoying and that we love working with the people with whom we are working and getting the opportunities to work with more. I don't know, to have this be the microcosm, pretty good genie wish or wand wish, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. It's a wand wish.
Sorry, yeah, no, I didn't mean to bring genies into it.
I would wish for a genie. I would wave my wand and wish for a genie.
And then what?
And then I'd make 2 wishes for castles. One for you and one for me, Ben.
And then a third wish?
Oh, then I'd put the genie back in the bottle. I know what I'm doing.
That's fair.
It sounds to me like he does know exactly what he's doing. Sounds to me like both of you know what you're doing, what the true success you're having. I thank you so much for joining us here on the Concierge Conversation. It's one of the most fun and one of the best we've ever had.
Sorry.
So what do you guys do for the rest of the afternoon?
We're doing we've been running a series of television writing panels for the nonprofit 826 LA. Mm-hmm. So we have that tonight.
What a great cause.
Where we sit down with TV writers and talk to them about writing for TV. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet it is. And that's what you're doing tonight?
It is.
That's very, very nice. See, good things come to good people, and you're good people. I mean, obviously.
Thank you, Chantal.
So thank you, my 2 Bens, Acker and Blacker, for joining us right here on ConciergeQ Conversations.
Thanks for having us.
Agreed.